Welcome to PPR Podcast number
You all right, Paul?
164. These chairs. Man, you have to be part of Circus Soleil to get on them. My name is Paul Rudy, but the star of the podcast is to my right. One-time NFLer and now overall great guy. Director of Football Operations for the San Diego Strike Force and co-host of the Prep Picks Report. That would be Mr. Burt Grossman. Burt, who's in the hot seat today?
Nehemiah Brunson Jr. from the Army-Navy Academy.
And make him appear, and there he is. Welcome, Nehemiah. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
I bet you say yes, sir, a lot. Is that part of the Academy experience?
Not just that, but I was also taught by my parents to say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
So I have a question for you because I'm fascinated. You guys are a boarding school, correct?
Yes.
Your dad's the head coach. Do you get to stay at home or do you have to stay on campus too?
No, I go home every night.
Well, I think a lot of people are fascinated by the Army-Navy Academy experience. Could you talk a little bit about it? And I'm guessing that it's a little more academic challenging than your average school. Is that an accurate assessment?
Yeah, so it's a college prep school, so you get taught, chemistry, physics, all that good stuff. And then you also get taught like manners and military aspect to the school as well.
So your dad said he bet me $100 that you would not laugh or smile in this entire interview. Is that going to happen?
No, I probably will laugh and smile.
That's not even a smile.
Yeah,
no.
Come on, you got to laugh and smile. Otherwise, it's going to look like you're at the dentist office.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I'm just fascinated by it because I don't know that I could do it. Walk us through your day at the Academy. What time do you get there? And it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's academics first, and athletics is the very last thing on the rung as far as importance at that school. Is that a safe assumption? And then walk me through your day.
Yeah, so coming here, you get, academics are main priority, followed by military aspect, and then sports come after both of those things. So my schedule, I get here around 7:45 to 7:50, and we have a formation at about 8:15, and then classes start from 8:30 to about 2:49. And then we have a little tutorial after, so that's like personal help with teachers if you need it. And then at 3:30, that's when sports start, and that goes to about 5:30.
And then I saw
a full day.
That is a full day, yeah. And you play. You're on track now too, right? So you're kind of year round with that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw you visited, was it Navy and Army, right, this past month?
Yes.
So you like the military structure thing? You're looking to keep going to one of the academies, or are you looking at different schools too?
Going to a different academy, I'm open to it since I'm already at one right now. So, any chance to play college ball is a blessing.
All right, and the fact that you're at the Army-Navy Academy, does that make you more attractive to the next level academies as a student athlete?
A little bit, yeah. It's I feel like it'd kind of be the same to what I'm doing right now, maybe a little bit more challenging, but I'm always up for a good challenge. So, I'd be pretty open to it.
So going this year, you guys had, besides Ratumana, you had like 3 or 4 really good seniors that are probably going to play at the next level. School has like 240 students in it. How do you replace that class going forward?
We get a bunch of kids. All our skill players are coming back. So, and then we're getting hopefully a bunch of transfers coming from different areas. So, it's looking to be a good year for us.
Burt brings up Ratumana. How special was he as an athlete? Do you play, I know you're a wide receiver, do you play defense as well?
He's both.
Yes, I play DB.
All right, so then you were in the huddle with him. Talk a little bit about knowing that as a defensive back, you probably didn't have to cover your guy for as long as you might otherwise because he brought a lot of heat on the passer, did he not?
Yeah, he did. So, coming now, I'm probably going to have to do a little bit more than I used to because, right after the snap, it was like he was back there sacking the quarterback or getting a tackle in the backfield. But we also have a very, very good edge rusher, Jonah Tua. He's incoming junior now. That's somebody you guys should also look out for.
I remember, yeah, because he was on our two-way player watch list last year. And
This year.
as a junior, no, he was as a junior too. Because I always ask this to two-way guys. Now it's so specialized. It's like, do you ever wish that you could be one of those guys that just I play one way and I don't have to, because you play special teams, corner, I mean everything. So does it get wide receiver? Does it get weary for you? Do you get tired, or wish I could just play so much better if I could just play this one position?
No, I kind of enjoy being on the field at all times, especially like having the ball in my hands or being some type of big playmaker on the field. It's like it's pretty special.
Hey, can we go back to Ratumana? Is he at SC now?
Washington, and they left, and they went to SC.
So SC. Do you stay in touch with him, or now is he
I do,
big
yeah,
time?
He's still here right now. He hasn't left yet. He leaves in I think early June. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so all right. So that's right, because he would have to finish his school year. He didn't. All right. So how excited is he to be a Trojan?
Oh, he's super stoked. I mean, it's especially since he's staying home in California and not leaving out of state. I can tell he's super excited about it.
Now, I was fascinated by this too. I know you guys are a boarding school, and I know you might be a little too young. Were you around there when COVID lockdowns came?
No, not yet. I was the year before I came in.
All right, because I was wondering, they have to, I guess when they locked down, those kids would not be able to go home. They'd have to stay on campus and not leave.
For the period for the whole COVID?
It's a boarding school. You remember they shut everything down? I imagine 5-6 months at least.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, young man, outside of the D1, the academies, is there any other interest in your skill set right now? Do you have any? I thought I saw somewhere that Boston College was interested or offered you.
Yes.
Who's all offered you?
So right now it's just Army, Navy, and then Boston College, but I'm also talking to a bunch of other schools as well.
Now, are those hardcore offers, or are those the offers that they send out everywhere and that may evaporate by the time you make your decision?
No, I mean, Army and Navy definitely are high quality ones that will definitely stick with me, especially since I have a good relationship with the two coaches that recruit me, and they come down as well. But Boston's might be a little different.
Yeah, the academies don't throw out the 40 guys in every visit in every town. They don't do that.
Well, as you see more and more, like I watch the NFL draft, I'm seeing guys from the academies get drafted, or at least undrafted free agents signing to camps on a pretty regular basis. That old adage of, if you go to an academy, you're going to disappear from next level. That's not the case anymore. I think people look at those kids and say, hey, they're going to be disciplined, and they're going to be smart, and they're going to be tough. And no one looks at it as a sign of weakness. They all look at it as a sign of strength now if you play at one of those academies. Would you concur?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely coming from an academy school going right into the NFL, people probably look at you as more of a physically fit and ready for anything, and then also very well intelligent, having high IQ for the game, and then other stuff as well.
Hey, I saw on your social too, it said you got an invite to the Tiki Bowl in Hawaii.
Yes.
Did you accept that invitation, or is just you mulling over that right now?
No, I mean, I still have to talk it over with my parents, but it's something I'm really interested in doing.
And what's the Tiki Bowl?
It's an all-star game in Hawaii.
Where? When?
Hawaii. It's December, isn't it? Like December 20th around
Yeah.
there?
So
I think it's like the 18th through the 23rd. It's a good 5 days.
Yeah, it's cool. All-star game.
Oh, wow. Why? But would you miss school?
No,
actually, yeah, I probably will end up missing school. That, or it'll be during winter break.
Yeah, winter break. I mean, I imagine it costs a little money to do it, though, huh?
Yeah, it's like $3,000, I think.
Oh,
something around that.
Oh, wow.
Well, here's the other question. So, say you commit to Navy. You're going to commit way before then. Do you go to an all-star game risking an injury, or do you just go right to Navy?
If I were to commit, I mean, I'd probably have some serious thought to it. But I mean, being able to play one last high school game before I'm off to college is always something I look forward to.
All right, so you've been. Excuse me for repeating myself. I'm a little slow, kid. Air Force has shown interest. Army has shown interest. Has the Naval Academy shown interest too?
Yes, they have.
So, all right, break them down for us. The pros and cons of all three academies. Well, why do you like them? Why are you leery of them? Which ones kind of rank them for us?
Well, one I'd probably have to give to Army because I stay in contact with them all the time and their coaches. He was down here, I want to say last Wednesday, and he sat and had a good conversation with me about incentives to the school, and then followed by Navy, and then Air Force is the third. But in comparison, all three of the schools, you get paid to go there. So every month you get like a monthly check that you'd be able to either save or spend to whatever you want. But then, kind of like I said before, going into the military hasn't been something I've always been super interested in doing. But getting the opportunity nowadays is something that I'm more open to.
Geographically, one's in
Annapolis, one's in
Colorado, one's in Annapolis, and then the Army's at West Point.
New York. Yeah.
It's New York. So weather-wise,
They're
all cold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're all super cold.
And then geographically, for your folks, the Air Force Academy would be the better choice because they can get to it.
No,
Because it's super cold.
Why? Walk me. Why? Say why? Why? No.
Because you gotta experience. If you're in one of the academies, you have to experience the Army Navy game. Air Force doesn't have that.
Oh, he brings up a good point. My dad was Navy, Nehemiah, and then he went to his first ever Army Navy game late in life. And I swear to God, he didn't stop talking about it for about 6 weeks. He thought it was the most special moment. Have you ever experienced it?
Yeah, my dad and then my brothers, we all went in December, this last one they had, and it was special.
Why?
You can tell there's a lot of passion between the fans of both teams and as well as the players. Walking around all of Boston, you hear people yelling "Go Army!" You hear people yelling "Go Navy!" And then before the game, they have the cadets from each school line up all across the field, and it's just super special.
You know what's the greatest? Yeah, that rivalry is so intense and so traditional, and you never see a single fight at the game, no matter what.
And the singing at the end is pretty special.
Mm-hmm, yeah, they all come up to their student section and they all sing their alma maters.
So, do you have any preference between those two academies?
I'm more lenient to Army because of the love that they show me. I feel like I'm more welcome there, and the players, they all came up to me and we're talking and we had a little conversation. So, I lean more into Army just because of that.
Fair enough.
I think college is going to be hard. You ever been to Army Navy Academy? I'd say that has to be the most beautiful high school campus in America.
Theirs, in Carlsbad.
Yeah, without a doubt. So any college you go to has got to feel a little let down.
I don't know. Those other ones are
nice.
are pretty historic,
Yeah.
dude. They're pretty historic.
But have you ever been there? It's like a block from the ocean right off Carlsbad.
Yeah. But you're so busy, you never get to really enjoy it, do you?
Sometimes. Every Friday before games, me and a couple of the team go to the village to eat, and then sometimes we go to the beach right after, since it's like right on campus. But then all throughout the school year, Thursdays and Fridays, we get out super early, so we go to practice, and then after that, we go right to the beach.
So that's different, because when my high school is right next to a military academy, and they'd only let them off in the weekends. And we'd see them, and it was almost like you saw Amish people, because we'd never really see them. But they weren't allowed out during the week. So that was 30 years ago. Obviously, remember that movie Taps?
Yeah.
They filmed that there.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Taps?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Nehemiah, because it's about a military school. You got to check it out. It's young Tom Cruise is in it, and
That's the military academy they filmed it at.
Timothy Hutton is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to rent the movie Taps.
You need to show up before a game for a team.
Yeah, that's your homework assignment from your Uncle Burt and Uncle Paul.
Taps.
TAPS. It brings up the formation. You mentioned you have formation. What does that consist of in the morning? I assume you have to be dressed up?
Yeah, so it's basically just getting accountability of who's here and who's not here, as well as the agenda for the rest of the day. And then sometimes we have them before lunch just to talk about stuff we have after school.
Hey, I saw something. No, you probably never saw this, but you guys have like letters to the faculty or mentors that you write. And I saw the one Ratumana did to your dad. And your dad looked like he was about to choke up and cry. Is that just for seniors to do, or do you have to do that every year? Oh, I got to laugh. Look at that.
Oh!
Yeah, no, there's little boxes around campus we can all write stuff and drop that into. And then if it has a name on a faculty member, it can go to them. But there's also different chances all throughout the year to write a certain message to a teacher or somebody else.
Well, then share with us the one you're going to write to your dad. What's it like to play for the old man, and what would your letter start out with? What would you say to him about your development as a human being?
I start off by saying thank you, because, I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without his help, as well as a couple other coaches. But, I mean, being able to play for him is something I've always been wanting to do. Even when he was at a different school, my whole plan was to follow in his footsteps and play right under him. So, I mean, it's definitely special being able to play for your dad. But, I mean, you also get treated very differently compared to other people.
You think you're held to a higher standard?
Definitely. I mean, walking around campus, sometimes I get a high from him. Other times it's get away from me.
But you get to go home at night. So I said there's 240 kids. How many actually live on campus?
I would say a good 3/4 of the school live on campus. There's probably about like maybe 50 of us that go home every night.
And how do you distinguish who gets to live there and who stays there? Does it depend on if your home is in the area, or why do you get to go home?
So I go home because I live about like 15, 20 minutes away. But most of the people who live here are international or live a good couple hours away.
So there is no place. Okay. All right. Well, I just want to get back to the old man. Is it hard for him to? I mean, it's a tricky thing to coach your son and to be your father. What's the biggest peril there? Is it just because you're so damn close that you I don't know, over pressurize or overexpose your kid?
I mean, sometimes I feel like I have a higher standard, or I have something like super high to live up to, and just because he's my dad. But I mean, at the same time, it's also something that not a lot of kids get the opportunity to do.
You know what? And it's because you never know how long your folks are going to be around, this, that, and the other thing. And these are moments that no one can ever take away from you. So I hope you cherish them, even on days when it's not, even when he's saying getting away from me, it's still, for all of us who've lost their parents, you'd just kill for another couple days with them. And to have that experience, I'm kind of jealous of you. Can you talk a little bit about your development as a human being? What this academy does for you is, I have this line saying, well, back in the day, the Army Navy Academy, well, they build great character, but not necessarily great athletes. Obviously, that's changed over time in my 25 years here. But that great character part of the equation, what is it about it, that experience, that builds character?
I think it's definitely some of the disciplinary consequences that come with you having attitude and stuff like that. When I first got here, I mean, the first thing I was taught was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. But I mean, I already had experience to that because of my parents. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of kids understand that better here when people will really enforce it. And then that good character helps them outside of school.
So, like, if you get detention, is there a brig there? You get thrown in the brig?
Nah, it all depends on what happens and what you do.
I got another question now, because this balance, and I'm always, because, the public schools are so different, private schools, and then even boarding schools are different. You do track too, then spring football comes in 7-on-7. How do you balance all three with that?
Just making time for what I really have. I learned to not put more on my plate than what I can handle, because then that just comes with a lot of stress and all that stuff.
What do you like better, track or football?
Definitely football.
No, that's how
What's your event in track?
What was that?
What's your event in track?
I do the 4x100, 100, sometimes the 200 high jump, and then 4x400.
Oh, so just a
Man.
few. Jeez.
I
That's a busy meet, son.
don't know. Every time I hear these kids, I hear how lazy I was in high school. I didn't play both ways. I had to play both ways one game, and it was the worst game of my life. I probably wouldn't even got recruited. I did one event in track. I don't know how you all do it. That's a lot, especially in track.
It is.
All right, well, before we let you go, we're just going to keep you a couple more minutes here, but I mean, we need to learn things. What is there saluting on campus? Do you have to salute one another?
There is. So, it all depends on who was in the military and what their rank is. Officers, if you walk by them, sometimes you have to, give them a good salute. But it all depends on who the person is, because some people like to be saluted and others don't.
All right, so walk me through the fundamentals to a good salute. Right hand, correct?
Yes, right hand.
All right, walk me through it. What constitutes a good salute?
Okay, so hand placement, you kind of want to have a knife hand to where your thumb is right at the beginning of your pointer finger, and then you want to bring it right up to the tip of your eyebrow.
And is it a sharp deal or is it just give me the tempo?
So bringing it up, it's fast, but then as you bring it down, you can go slow or you can bring it down fast as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then the standing at attention. Fundamentals.
Okay, your hands are closed fist, but your thumbs are out. They're on the crease of your pants, and then your heels are together, but your toes are pointing at a 45-degree angle.
No, don't. You're not doing this. No.
I want to know. So
stop. Oh my Lord.
So hang on a second.
Yes.
So it says, do that again.
So your hands are like this, with your thumbs on the tip of the crease of your pants, and then heels together, and then your toes are pointed out at about a 45-degree angle.
How long's the longest you've ever had to stay at attention before?
Ooh, I want to say during parades it's probably a good maybe 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh.
Which doesn't sound like a lot unless it's warm.
Yeah, when it's cold, it's not bad, but when it's super hot and the sun is out, then it's definitely challenging.
All right, I got a test.
Yeah.
What movie did we tell you have to watch?
Taps.
All right, I'm gonna add another one to it. Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, please.
Come on, I got it.
No, just do a tap. George C. Scott is in it, and it's about kids who they're trying to save their academy because for some reason the authorities want to shut it down or something, and so they defend the academy from outsiders, and every little A-list actor was in it as a youngster. Esteban, what's his name? Emilio Esteban is in it.
Why not Officer and a Gentleman?
Because that's got,
Mayonnaise.
yeah. Well, you can do that 1 second, but Uncle Burt recommended that one. I recommended Taps.
Yeah, not that one.
All right.
Okay.
Before we let you go, your aspirations as a human being. Someday you're not going to be playing football. Someday you'll be done with military academies. What's your goal in life as you look further down the road, 5, 10, 15 years from now?
I definitely want to be able to have a couple close buddies, as well as being able to start my own family and making sure my kids are well taken care of and that they won't have to worry about nothing. I want to be able to retire my parents so they won't have to work. And I want to make sure that my wife's life is set until we pass away.
Well, that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right, and the last question. Best advice you've ever received. Who gave it to you? What is it?
The best advice. I'd probably say that's a tough one.
Watch Taps. It's the best advice you got.
No, whatever it is, put your heart to it. That's from my old Pop Warner coach. He taught me that no matter what I'm doing, do it at 110% because this may be the last chance you ever get.
I think that's very fair. All right, young man, we're obviously we were honored to speak with you. We appreciate your dad giving it the okay. If and when it comes time to make your college intentions known, You have a standing invitation to do it right here on KUSI, either with Brandon Stone or myself, depending on what time frame that works for you. We would love to share that moment with you, and if you don't want to do it with us, perfectly understand. Just want you to know that the invitation is open. Before we let you go, pictures of being at the Army-Navy game, do you have any?
I have a couple, yes.
I need you to send as many as you have, your best pictures, because I want to. This is what's going to happen. Later today, I'm going to put this interview up raw on the YouTube, PPR YouTube page.
Now, you do that Tuesday, don't you?
No, I'm going to do it. I usually do it today, and then I start clipping out stuff for tomorrow on the.
Good mornings.
Yeah, and Good Morning San Diego, this, that, and the other thing, but there'll be a bunch of clips out. And one of them I want to use is the Army-Navy game. I can't show Army-Navy video anymore because of legal restrictions, but I can use your pictures with your permission. So send me those pictures. And then I
definitely will.
Your email.
Yeah, can you email them? Can you remember my email?
Yes.
prudy@kusi.com.
Yes, I'll remember.
prudy@kusi.com. Send me as many pictures as you got.